Have you ever encountered a hurdle with launching or growing your business? Listen, there are two things that run a business, the back end and your soft skills.
Telling you right now, if these aren't in place, you'll lose clients and you'll lose money. You don't want that? Well, you're in the right place.
Hey, I'm Dana.
Hey, I'm Sarah.
We're your hosts of the Entrepreneur Encounter, and we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes glance into our businesses, give you genuine feedback, tips and tricks, plus occasionally bring on guests that care about supporting you to grow your business organically and nurturing authentic relationships. Are you ready? Attention service-based entrepreneurs, unleash the power of Pinterest with a professionally optimized business account. In case you're new here, my name is Dana, co-host of Entrepreneur Encounter, and I want to be your Pinterest setup specialist. Together, we will tailor your Pinterest presence to your brand and audience, optimize your profile with captivating visuals and descriptions, develop a strategic pinning plan to reach your target audience, and then integrate Pinterest with your other marketing channels so you can repurpose instead of working harder. Then, if you love your Pinterest account setup, I do have ongoing support packages for continued success. So if you've been wanting to unlock Pinterest potential for your wedding planning business, contact me at my website, ddvirtualmanagement.com, and we can get started.
So we're getting into the end of the year. This time of year, typically businesses tend to slow down unless you may be like a retail, like selling products. Service-based businesses tend to slow down this time of year, but you can still use this time to evaluate your systems and what's working versus what's not working. Before we dive into our discussion today, we're glad that you guys are back. It's been a journey for both Dana and I, and I'm sure all of you that are listening have been on a crazy journey too. Also, for those that don't know, we do have a Facebook group and a LinkedIn group. So come join us. As always, the information will be in our show notes. So what's the topic for today, Dana?
So today we are talking about tools for effective communication and collaboration, which a little behind the scenes humor. The first time we tried to communicate with each other for our listeners, this episode did not go well. And this is actually take 2 of trying to record it due to some technical difficulties. So I think it's a perfect thing to be talking about effective communication, how we exchange information, ideas, and feedback, and almost getting creative and resourceful in making sure that happens as we are recording this again. So within your business, with a team, if you have one, or a partner, a co-host, you work on a variety of different topics, of projects, and we all have some work to do in some capacity. So if you do, you need to be able to clearly communicate, have an open collaboration model, be able to actively listen, and show the respect and empathy that we all desire. Like, that's not just something one person needs. In some way, we all want to feel respected. We all want to feel celebrated when we're celebrating. We want to feel comforted and important when things are not being celebrated and we're overwhelmed. I know we've spoken on this in a few episodes with communication, active listening, and we'll make sure that those are in the show notes. But that's the idea that we're with today and where we wanted to end the year on.
So now that we all have an understanding of what effective communication is, let's talk about the numerous tools that are available for communication. So a lot of us are virtual businesses, which means that we do everything through our phone, through our computer, and there are a few tools that you can use for that communication. Slack, which is like a messenger app that you can use with the people that you work with. Zoom, Riverside, those are 2 platforms that you can use for video conferencing. Phone call, texting, these are all different ways that you can communicate. The way that you communicate with each individual does vary because some people prefer text, some people prefer email. So depending on who you're working with, you definitely want to have that conversation so that that's communicated so that you know how to communicate with them.
I think that brings a sense of confidence and security. Honestly, especially with anyone you work with, whether it's a client, which you definitely want them to feel confident in your ability to do things, but also with collaborators like teams, other entrepreneurs that you connect with or partner with on certain things. So I use Slack for the most part with my own business, communicating with my team and most of my clients. Some of my clients are anti-Slack, and it's fine. So they do require more emails and occasionally a text if they're just, for whatever reason, falling off the map. But a very similar tool to Slack, which is a free platform that you can use. Obviously, you can upgrade like any other thing, is Google Workspace has a chat feature. They have Google Meet, which kind of replaces Zoom. There's a few things, but the person that I was working with to redo my website mainly used Google Chat. I had never really used it. I do now. With them, it worked really well. It honestly felt very similar to Slack. You can organize the conversations and rename them, add different collaborators for each one. So I like having that ability. It's on my phone. I already have Google. Everyone that I work with has some sort of Gmail account. So it's easy for them to access it, get that app. They don't have to have a different login. That's something they already have. So I have been considering, as I go into 2024, is transitioning from using Slack to more of the Google Workspace products, essentially. Since I love having less things I need to log in. I like having less apps on my phone, like all of those things.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best way that I have come up with to collaborate with my team is either Slack or Google Chat, Google Workspace. Other tools that I use to enhance productivity is a project management tool. And currently I am all about using Asana. It has just the right amount of features that I need. I can add on my team members. Last time I looked, it was up to 12, maybe 15 for free. So it's a low cost option.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I was with ClickUp and I had to pay for each person that I added to my team, which it was less than $10. But when you are a small business like myself, every $7 or so counts. And it was per month. So it was almost $100 per person for them to just collaborate with me on different projects throughout the year. And I now have a team of 3 to 5. So it was very expensive when that bill came and I wanted to cry. So we have moved to Asana where it is free for me to have the same capabilities of collaboration and update on tasks and have those reminders. But that's a challenge. And I was very transparent with the team, like, hey, we're going to have to move for this reason.
Yeah.
And thankfully they love me and they just went with it. I think that's my only hesitation with moving from Slack to Google Chat for everything, because I just did that transition and I don't want to have another transition right afterward.
Hey, listeners, Sarah here. I'm on a mission to humanize the workplace for your growing business. The way that your business runs internally affects the business as a whole, such as team retention and satisfaction of your customers. There's a really big number that is kind of scary. 30,000 people plus a year of people that leave the workforce because of the way that the businesses run internally. So I want to change that. I want to ensure that your business is set up for success. So what does this look like? We'll evaluate your business and team satisfaction as a whole. We'll dive deep into the systems and the programs that you have set up for professional development for your team. And then after that, you can get ongoing support for your business and your team. And this looks like the admin side, project management, soft skills training, workplace coaching to set your team up for success so that there's not a high turnover. And again, the goal here is to elevate the success of your business. The easiest way that you can contact me is to send me a DM on Facebook or send me an email at sarah@urembertllc.com. I mean, like if you're moving from Slack to Google, it's just more so communication, like texting. It's not necessarily like you're moving all your projects, like in a project management tool.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, right. So it's so weird how like my brain works. The clients that I do have, they both have different project management tools. So obviously each client has their own and, all that stuff is in one central area. But what I use for myself is because I really enjoy writing everything down on a piece of paper and checking things off. But there's a management tool like task list. Have you heard of Todoist?
No.
It's like to-do list, but it's Todoist. So I'll put the link in the show notes because I didn't know it was a thing. I've asked people and a lot of people don't know what it is. You can add your task and then you can go into the thing and add your subtasks. But one thing that is cool, when you hit the bubble, it makes a sound. So instead of like highlighting something off, it makes a like pop sound. So I guess that's like, what do you call it? Like the endorphin that you can get from being excited from like actually checking things off.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I just use it for myself. But I think there is a point where you do have to upgrade. I believe I have maybe like 5 folders, but I think after 5, you have to upgrade. And you can add people to it, but I haven't looked into that feature yet. But it's pretty nifty if you just need to write a list.
And don't want to lose it.
Yeah, exactly. And you can get it on your phone too. So that's a cool thing. So now that we're talking about the effective communication, the ways that you communicate with the people you work with and the collaboration platforms. We talked about Asana, Google Workspace. Oh, there's Dropbox. So Dropbox is another place. It's just to save all your large files. So typically those that do a lot of video editing or podcast editing, they typically put those files in a Dropbox because there's a little bit more space on the lower end. I use it and pay for like $11 a month for it. But obviously you can like upgrade it to have more space. But I believe Google Workspace, if you have Workspace, you have a lot more storage than if you just have a personal Gmail. Then you only have so much space and you're going to go have to delete everything. Make sure you have to clear up that space because I saw one time that my personal Gmail froze. Not froze, but it's like you're running out of space. There was a bunch of emails I never got because I didn't have space because I never cleaned it out.
Oh gosh, that is a day in itself.
Yeah. So all these platforms have different features, different ways that you can add people and all that great stuff. You just want to make sure that you're streamlining your workflows to be able to enhance productivity, whether you're solo or whether you're working with a team.
Here's our challenge to our listeners as we are in the phase of auditing and evaluating what worked, what didn't work, and we're setting our goals and our intentions for the upcoming year. Take time to evaluate your current tools. Are they easy to use and learn? Do they integrate with other tools they use already? Or are they secure and reliable? Are they currently meeting your specific needs, or are they going to meet the needs you have going into 2024? If not, then take time to explore different tools. If you're currently using Trello but don't enjoy it, try Asana. If you are using Zoom but want a different option or want to use a platform that is lower cost or free, then try Slack or Google Meet or whatever the case may be. Do you want to get away from Dropbox? Then why not utilize Google Drive or OneDrive? Like, there's a lot of options that you can utilize, and just take the time to explore and see how it feels for you, and then set them up. Train your team on them, encourage the active participation, and then get the feedback. Be open to feedback and suggestions after like 1 to 2 months of trying it out, and then make the changes that are necessary.
As always, all of the information will be in our show notes. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Remember, soft skills aren't just some fluffy buzzwords that get thrown around in the corporate world. They're the key to unlocking your full potential as a professional and a human being. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself and seek out opportunities to improve your soft skills. Sarah and I have a variety of workshops, online courses, and complimentary clarity calls for you to practice in real time with us. Links are always in the show notes. And be sure to join us next time for more insights, tips, and tricks to help you succeed in your entrepreneur encounter.